broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What? Come through, Andre 3000.
Doing his thing, acting and singing.
Acting and singing.
Hey, get that money?
Yes, let somebody else make some money in Hollywood.
Thank you. Please. But he's actually doing a good job.
He is.
Because I usually don't like that, but whatever. Do your thing, Andre.
The whole world loves it when you watch the American Crime After Show on AfterBuzz TV Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. Erica Renee Davis here. Find me on Snapchat, Twitter,
and
Periscope.
I'm Erica J. Green. You can find me on Twitter, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Erica J. Green. J-A-Y-E spelled out.
J-A-Y-E. And you can find me at Erica Renee D on everything. Now, our little host panel looks a little bare today. Yes. And that is because we're missing two of our handsome, fabulous, intelligent co-hosts, Johnny and Nick Brava.
Yes.
So...
They're here in spirit.
They are here in spirit. So if you guys watched American Crime last year, did you watch American Crime last year? Last season.
Good. Oh my gosh.
Just an amazing show.
It is. I was blown away. And I binge watched it because I put it on my to-do list, but I didn't get around to doing it with all these great shows on right now. But then when I binge watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
Favorite thing about last year's American Crime?
Oh my gosh. The actors.
Yeah.
They're so phenomenal.
They are such great acting. Regina King won her, was it a Golden Globe?
Yep.
Yeah, her award.
No, she won the Emmy.
Oh, the Primetime Emmy.
Yes.
Pardon me, Regina King.
Get it, girl.
Yes.
That was a very proud moment. I know a lot of people were very happy for it, but everyone on that cast deserved. Felicity Huffman.
Yes. Timothy Hutton, literally every great talent.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were perturbed by the fact that this year's American Crime was going to be same cast but different characters, similar to American Horror Story.
Yes. The thing that threw me off, I didn't know that initially. I guess I didn't look it up or do the research beforehand. But when I'm watching it, I was like, is this a backstory? That's what I initially thought. But I was like, how do they all know each other in this realm? But and interacting with each other. I don't.
You thought it was a bad dream.
Yes, I was like, what's going on here? But then when I got it, I was like, oh, they're changing it up. Yeah. And then I looked it up. I was like, okay, that's cool. But they're all playing their new characters respectively. So
okay,
I like it. They're doing a good job.
Okay, so let's jump into the episode. Now, Erica J.
Mm-hmm.
Erica J.
Well, Erica J.
Yeah, Erica J. Erica D. Erica J. just finished watching last season's American Crime. Mm-hmm. So you said that you felt like you went from awesome show to being deflated when you watched this first episode.
Yes, the first episode only. I know it's going to get better because this show it's incredible talent, incredible writing and everything. So, but this first episode, I just wasn't, there was no awe factor. Aha factor. Like, I'm sitting here, I have my computer on my stomach and I'm just like, on my phone. I was like, that's good. I was like, this is good stuff. And then I was like, okay, where's the... And then I looked, I was like, I got 5 minutes left. Where is it?
Okay.
Hit me with something. That's what I wanted.
Okay, so I disagree. I disagree. I from the moment I watched the show, now then again, I didn't binge watch it like you. I wasn't coming off of this climax
amazing.
Of having just finished the last season's episodes. I thought from the very beginning, I was already thinking, okay, what character is doing this because of what? So even when Taylor was sitting in the bleachers at the beginning of the show, looking at his phone, I knew that was going to be some type of foreshadowing for something. So I was already on the edge of my seat from the beginning.
And I just want to add this. The thing that also kind of threw me back was I thought it was going to be a continuation. So ending on that last season, I was like, I wanted to know what happened to all those characters. I wanted to know what the relationship with the mother and everything. I wanted to finish, those stories. But then I can see how those stories couldn't continue.
Couldn't continue. Yeah.
So, I'm
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna fall back.
Okay. So you guys out there understand that Erica D and Erica J are coming from different perspectives. I'm coming from the perspective of I watched the show last year. Oh, great. We have a little Amber Alert going on right now. There's an Amber Alert if you're watching live. If you're in Los Angeles, California, there's an Amber Alert.
No, but
Different perspectives.
Yes.
I'm coming from the perspective of watched last season's a year ago, loved it, knew what to expect this year as far as sexuality being the theme. You're coming from thinking that the continuation was going to be from last season's storylines. Okay, so understand that. That's where we're coming from today. Sexuality is this year's American Crime theme.
In class.
Sexuality in class.
Yes.
Okay. Thoughts?
That's what I'm saying. I want to get to what I do like about this episode. I like that they're exploring the rape through a male being raped. You know, it's always females. We're always being victimized, and you see how I like that they explore even in this first episode how whenever you're the victim, how people try to turn it around if you're not as credible as the people who did the crime to you. And I really enjoy. I can't wait to when they unfold this story out, because oh my gosh, I know it's just gonna be mind-boggling who did it. I'm sitting here like wondering whenever the coach went into the locker room and started talking to them, I'm looking around the room. I'm like, who did it? The one guy smiled. Yeah. The son of Regina King's character was kind of like put his head down, but I was like, it's not going to be that obvious. Okay. So I really can't wait till they unfold this story more and more. But that's something I'm really glad that they decided to explore in this season.
I agree. And what's ironic is that there is a high school in Tennessee right now. I want to say it's in Oleta County. I might be mispronouncing that. So out there, people out there, let me know if I butchered your school. But I think it's Oleta County High School. The basketball team went on a tournament trip to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. This just happened Christmas Eve, so literally 15 days ago. And there were 3 basketball players on the varsity team who sexually assaulted one of their teammates. Wow. And the player had to have surgery, and they're keeping the details a little bit discreet and secretive right now because everyone involved is a juvenile. But what we do know is that they assaulted the victim with a pool stick, and he had to have surgery. So as
heavy material.
Heavy material. So this is real life happening in Tennessee right now as we speak. As of today, that school system decided to cancel the varsity basketball season. Varsity basketball team season. So as this is unfolding, it's going to be interesting to juxtapose what's going on American Crime with what's going on in Tennessee. Sexuality in class, though. One of the high points for me of this episode was when Taylor's mom, what's her name in the show? Taylor's mom.
I thought it was Terry.
Is it Terry?
Yeah, Regina King's character.
No. Taylor is the
Taylor's the
white boy who the victim.
Yes, the victim. Yeah, his mom.
When his mom went to Felicity Huffman and basically poured her heart out to her because she's the headmaster, she's the authority figure, she's a person that you would hope would be the champion for someone who was victimized. And Felicity Huffman's body language was so patronizing. She's like, yes, like reaching over and touching her. And it just, like you said, it's about class. Because if that lady was rich or upper middle class.
Her son is on financial aid. So
her son is on financial aid. So she feels less than, and the headmaster definitely treated her as such.
And did you also note how she had her sign that paper, which was kind of correlation to what happened in last season?
Yes, she did.
With not knowing what you're doing before you do it and getting yourself in trouble, like with the law, how he got in trouble with the law last season because he didn't know to keep his mouth shut to your lawyers here. So to me, I was like, and I'm sitting here thinking, don't sign that paper because she's going to try. She brought it out real quickly. Well, this, you said here, this is what you said. Your son, you said your son, you didn't know what happened. I was like, no, she didn't. She helped you out last season.
Exactly.
I have to go back to last season because I just watched it.
Okay, so let's look at that. I mean, is it the case that people from working class circumstances are taken advantage of in those kind of white collar situations? And Like, how do you resolve that?
You know what? I don't even think it's a working class thing to rich people. I think it's if you're not informed, if you don't know, if you don't educate yourself, because you could be in a working class. My mom was a police officer, and we were very informed about everything. You know, she told us the do's and don'ts of law and everything. She went to law school and everything. So I don't think it's that's a necessarily.
Wait, hold on. Your mom has a JD.
Yes, she has a doctorate. Yeah.
Okay, well, hold on.
But she was a police officer. But we were still working class. So I'm just saying, it's really, you have to educate yourself. Okay. You can't sit around and wait. Just like after in last season, he had to educate himself, and he was told, you know, you need to do this, that, and that, and don't let people push you over, even no matter if they're like higher than you, whatever it is.
See, that's interesting, Erica, because I think so maybe what I'm saying is working class or middle class or upper class is relative. Maybe that's subjective terminology, because yes, your mom might have been a police officer, but she had a JD. Like,
but we were definitely considered middle class, working class. She was a police officer, single parent. She was a single. We were in a single parent home, so we were definitely in that. But she knew that, you know, nobody was pulling anything on her on anything. So
now, I applaud the writers and John Ridley for exploring putting a male victim in the situation, because I think that society we have all these different standards about what it means for a woman to be in a situation, and then we start talking about, how was she dressed, what was her behavior, which let's talk.
Glad you said that.
Okay, so let's talk about what happens when it's a girl in that situation versus a boy, as we have in American Crime.
Well, I do see a lot of things coming up right now. They're having a lot of marketing towards rape right now. I don't know if you've seen some of the ads. They have a lot of celebrities supporting people who are rape victims. And it is mainly geared toward the women who are being victimized. And then a lot of them don't say anything because, I put myself in that situation. I was too drunk. You know, I wore the skirt but that doesn't mean, you know, So he may have had a drink, as Felicity Huffman's character tried to say, well, your son was doing something that was wrong. Okay, they're young kids. Young kids are going to do things that are wrong. You know, but did he deserve to be raped? And did they say they skeezed on him?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And that there was pictures, there was proof of that, and you still don't want to prosecute these children for that?
Yeah.
That I was just blown away by. If I could feel the mother's, like, how she was feeling at that time. Your son is being treated like, I don't like proper, like nothing, like dirt, and she's sitting here condescending and
very much so.
I was floored. I'm sorry.
No.
This is heavy material, and I'm a very emotional person.
It is very heavy material, and again, I do like the choice of them choosing a man or a young boy, so that we can deal with the nuances that come along with how do we treat a victim when it's not a woman. And probably for the sake of an hour-long episode, I think it's interesting that he basically admitted it, you know, because a lot of women go years and 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 never say, I was sexually assaulted. Again, for the sake of television, I understand that he did it within the hour, or
But no, he did it some days or a week. No, the pictures were a week ago, so it was like a week or so.
So a week ago, yeah.
But I thought it was interesting that he did admit that, because I would think most men would not speak out on something like, you know, because they're like, well, I'm not gay. Men have this masculinity. A guy did this to me. I wouldn't let anybody know that. So I was very surprised that they chose to flesh that out in so soon in the episode, so in the season.
So let's talk about Coach Dan. Now, Coach Dan's character, we're already being presented he's being presented to us as a upstanding, well-respected man of the community.
Totally opposite from last season.
I mean, geez. Thank
I love
you.
that. I
Me
love
too.
that.
Me
Great
too.
actors. Yeah.
So I think we've already been forced to fall in love with him. You know, everyone loves a winning coach. Everyone loves a winning coach. I personally think that his reaction to the headmaster coming to him was as even-keeled and as objective as you would hope a person in that situation could be. Because she came to him with information. He has no idea, you know, who's right, who's wrong. I feel like Felicity Huffman's character was, these boys, they didn't do anything wrong. I feel like he was You disagree?
The thing is, he's a coach, and most
Okay.
coaches are teachers as well.
Okay.
So as a teacher, your mind frame should be about the students, not
Okay.
only just the students you're coaching, but all the students and their welfare.
Okay.
So for you to get information, even if it was hearsay or a rumor or whatever it was, and be kind of nonchalant about it and throw it to the side, or be upset because you're the one who has to confront the boys about it, are you kidding me? And you're an adult. This is a child being sexually assaulted, even if it was not real and he made it up. I would have taken it so seriously. What? A child in my school was being sexually assaulted by my boys? He should have, I kind of feel like he should have been more.
But see, at this point, this
He's not my
information is
favorite.
this is just
He's not my
we
favorite.
disagree, because I think that at this point he's processing this as an alleged incident. We don't know. We know that it happened.
It doesn't matter, alleged or not. You're an adult, you're a teacher, you're the coach, you're a figurehead of the school. You should take it seriously. If a child
I think he took it seriously.
assaulted, he was upset about it. I'm the one he was whining about it. Are you kidding me?
I think he
What
took
if
it
it was your daughter?
seriously.
What if that's what I want to what if it was your daughter?
Okay, and that's
He would have took it real serious.
I think that he took it as seriously as you can expect for a coach, for a person who is being given limited information. That's what I think.
Wow. He's a different type of guy than the way I would have handled it, because that's
What is the time period in this going on? Like, is it like mid 90s, early 2000s?
It seems to be, the time period seems to be present time,
it seems
actually.
present
Yeah.
time, very
Because then
present.
that's something that should be addressed right away, especially with everything that happened with
this show is very current.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did address it right away. I mean, the social media pictures came up with Taylor, drunk and throwing up on himself, and then the coach he addressed it right away. He didn't want to, but he did, and that's why I disagree with you, because you don't have to want to do something, but he took the action.
I just think he should have had a better mind frame about it. You should be more about the children instead of, oh man, I got this winning team and I don't want them to be caught up in this mess. And that's kind of the way he was about it. Yeah, really.
Now let's explore Regina King's character.
She's something else in this one.
Tell me what you think about Regina King's character.
Just coming off of her being Aaliyah, who was all enlightened.
Yeah.
And now you're like this housewife who's nothing's good enough for your son, and nothing's good enough for your family. That's why I initially thought that this was a backstory for last season. Because I was like, she was talking about how she wanted the big house and nothing was good enough. So now I'm like, you have this big house, you have all of this, and it's still not good enough. Her son didn't take the shot during the basketball game. And she was like, oh, why didn't you do that? He brought over a black girl that wasn't up to her standards.
Yeah.
She's not from a good enough family, so I was like, really? Is this what you're doing now?
So you don't like her character
right now, but I think most of the arches, they start the character where you don't really care for them, but I think we're gonna see maybe arch in her that we find out that there's more to her than just this kind of housewife, rich, and with Andre 3000's character. What is his name? We're going to call him Andre 3000.
Andre 3000. I have his name written down somewhere. I will tell you in a moment.
He's doing a great job.
I want to say it's Michael.
He's doing a great job.
Regina King's character, I think, represents what a lot of upper middle class black families experience in America. Especially families that have a black son. Especially families that have a black son in this climate of black boys getting killed by the day, innocent or not, by police officers. She, is a successful woman. She and her husband are successful. They have this black child who's on the basketball team, so he's an athlete.
Yeah, he's a cool kid.
He's a cool kid. He drives a BMW, and
cops don't bother him.
Cops don't bother him. Cops don't bother him. So her wanting him to take the last shot, her wanting him to date the perfect girl, her wanting him, to be more, is consistent with what black mothers in America deal with today. So I don't dislike her character because it's true.
I don't dislike her character. I just being so hard on him like that, in Andre 3000. Michael's character.
I think it's Michael. I'll look at it right now.
He made a comment. He was like, I didn't have anything when you met me. But now look at it.
But now look at me.
So you don't have to be all one-minded and I have to have this and that. Now in this you have to work for it, and your children need to find their own way.
But isn't it the case? Okay, so let's say they didn't have anything. Let's say that Regina King's character was a little bit ahead of the 8 ball than her husband. But you don't want your children to have to go through those same struggles.
Of course not.
So we don't know much about Kevin's girlfriend, the girl that he brought home that day. But let's say that let's say that her family's not as affluent as his.
Okay.
A mother has a right to say, I don't want you bringing this girl home who's not on your same level.
A mother does have a right.
I don't have a problem with that.
But how often does that work? Where you tell your children, don't do that.
True.
Don't leave the house. Okay, well, I'm going to get my purse and sneak out the window. You don't, I'm not trying to tell any parent how to parent, but usually it doesn't work. And you saw he had the girl all up in his room trying to get some sleep. I was like, whoa, this was
yeah.
And you thought he was cute, so.
I thought Kevin's character was cute. So let's stay on moms. Taylor's mom, at the beginning of the episode, Taylor went to the laundromat and he was like, Mom, I don't want to be at the school. My counselor says that I can get into all these big schools and my grades suck and I'm not going to. And she keeps insisting that he's good enough to get into Notre Dame. He's good enough to get into a good school, good enough to get into a good college. And then he eventually says to her, Mom, I wish I had never come here. And she continues to insist, we came here so that you could have a chance at life. Let's talk about how moms don't listen. Let's talk about how Kevin's mom said take the last shot. He was like, I didn't want to take the last shot. Someone else was open. Let's talk about Taylor's mom.
Taylor's mom and Kevin's mom are very, very similar. They want the best for their sons. Taylor's mom can't even afford that school, but still sent him there. Yeah. I could see how she could be so angry about this whole thing coming up right now, because you work your fingers to the bone like pennies. You're literally living paycheck to paycheck, and you're sending that money to a school. Usually schools are free, and you want your son to have the best education. And I guess, I don't know if they even live in that neighborhood, but obviously
judging from the apartment, probably not. Yeah,
she jumped through some hoops to get him in. And it's just, I feel like both of their moms are very similar, Kevin's mom and Taylor's mom. They just want the best for their children, but they're doing it, just a little bit out of the way and not really thinking about what the children want.
Okay.
Oh, no, parents do that.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I love you, Mom.
I know. Hi, Mom. Okay, so before we talk more about the actual rape, I do want to touch on Dan's daughter and how he videotaped her.
I thought that was weird.
Shaking it fast, shake it fast.
What, you went over there and snatched her up? I want to be videotaping it. What are you doing?
Okay.
That's what I would have done. He's over here videotaping. I'm going to show it to the mom. He's so docile, just from like last season.
Okay.
Oh, let me videotape and show it to the mom and get her in trouble. You snatch her up. My daughter's over there shaking her butt in front of some guy's face. Come on now.
Okay. My mom was a teacher at my high school, and when I graduated, I came back. Yeah, and she was actually my teacher one year.
What?
When I came back, I made an A. I earned an A. Let me clarify. I earned my A.
You did.
I did. I promise I did. But I came back to visit her. I was a freshman in college, and I came back with some booty shorts on, like in a one-strap shirt, and some really thick clunker, like stacked heels. And she was so upset with me. My friend and I went into her classroom, and she's like, "You girls need to leave campus right now. Why are you dressed so slutty?" And I mean, I wasn't upset. I mean, I probably was at that time, but to your point about how Dan did not discipline his daughter right away, my mom definitely called me out on my stuff right then and there. It was like, dude, get out of here. Like, you look trashy. Yeah. But I want to talk about how we frame young girls' sexuality. Like, my mom or dad would have jerked me up, and yours would have too. Yeah. But does making a scene during a situation like that make a young girl question if she can be sexually expressive?
In this instance, you're at school.
Okay.
There's no reason to have sexuality in school. You're there for education. My mom always told us that. You're going to school for education. I didn't send you to be cute, make friends, anything else. She was glad that we were active and whatever, but you're there for education for first most.
Yeah.
So, in that instance, no. I don't think sexuality had anything. She would have been affected if he did go over there. And I'm not talking about he had to grab her or whatever. It's just like, just maybe going over there and standing there. She would have stopped.
She would have stopped.
Your father standing there. Who would shake their butt in front of their father unless you're just tacky?
Yeah.
So that's all he could have done. And I'm not saying make a big scene about it, but you see parents are doing that. They're doing these extreme cases where they're shaving heads and stuff.
Yeah.
Their kids are being bad. And I don't know if that's what it's coming to, because kids is bad.
They are. Well, bad. Being bad is compared is generational. We think
Yes,
they're bad. I'm sure our parents and our grandparents thought we were bad too. When Dan showed the daughter the Shake It Fast video at dinner, I think he could have used that as a moment to talk about sexuality. I think that a lot of good parents teach their young girls, their teenagers, to be prudes. Even the mom said, "Oh, I know she thinks I'm a sexual prude." And I think that parents do teach daughters to not be sexually expressive. Yeah. And I think that it is appropriate for him to say, "Look, here's this video. Why were you doing this?" But I think you got to go a step further and say,
educate.
You got to educate. And, you know, he should have said, "You probably have these sexual urges. I understand that you want to express yourself and wear short clothes and whatever. But
he doesn't want to go there.
But he doesn't want to go there."
And we're starting to see that unfold about his character. He didn't want to go there to confront the boys.
Okay.
He didn't want to go there to jack the girl up. He didn't want to go there when he had the video in his hand. He's saying to the wife, "Oh, why did you show her that?" We're seeing what Dan's character is going to end up being in this season, like he was last season. I hate to say it, but I mean, he's just not, to me, stepping up. But I could be wrong.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But yeah, there was some very teachable moments that he could have sat his daughter down and look, "Hey, it's okay for you to have these feelings towards this young man or whatever it is, y'all's situation, but that's not how you conduct yourself as a lady." That would have been a nice, you know.
As a lady at school, or as a lady because you're 16?
Well, I think girls can be ladies too. Women are ladies, girls can be ladies. Ladies is how you conduct yourself.
Okay.
And if you're shaking, he should have asked her, "Do you want to be a lady or do you want people calling you a whore?" That's how you have to talk to. I feel like that's how you have to talk to kids.
You know what?
These days.
I'm not disagreeing with that, because I think that you do have to go all the way there, especially with teenagers. But I got in trouble on this panel last season because I called somebody a whore, and somebody in the comment section said, "You know, is she a whore?" I think I called the daughter who was in a coma a whore because she had questionable behavior. Yeah. And what I've learned from reading the comment sections and just taking a look at myself is that I was taught to be, I was taught that being sexually expressive is okay, but within a lot of confinement. Yeah. And so I don't think that shaking it fast on a boy means that you're a whore.
No. I don't think she's a whore at all. I thought that was the moment that he could have said, because let's take it back. In society, we see something and that's how we call it.
Okay.
In society, if you saw a girl over there, girls would have walked in and been like, "Look at that hoe over there.
Look at that hoe."
That would have been a teachable moment for him to say, "Do you want to be seen as a lady or a whore?"
Okay.
And he could have had that moment with her, and she would have been like, "Oh, aha. No, I don't want it." Of course, nobody wants to be called a whore.
Okay.
And I hate that word, too. I hate, even if you've slept with so many people, I don't think anybody should be called that.
Okay.
But that was a teachable moment that he could have been like, in a comparison. Do you want to be a lady? Do you want to be seen as a lady? Do you want to present yourself as a lady or present yourself as this little twat twerking stuff on this guy? I was like, it's a lot. You're doing a lot.
A high school twerking whore. That's what we have here.
To play devil's advocate to that, it's so hard to have that conversation with your parents. Just imagine like you being that age and your dad trying to be like, "Look, you can't be going out of here with hoochie shorts on, and why are you showing boys this?" You're going to be like, "Dad, please, no. Like, I don't want to talk about this."
It's hard, but it needs to be done. I mean, you're the parent. You're not the friend.
It's definitely a conversation that needs to be done, though.
Yeah.
That's being a parent is hard. No one said it was easy.
Yeah, no one said it was easy.
You're going to have to do the hard things.
Our parents did well, though.
I don't even know what I would do in that situation. I know I would have not just let her stand over there doing
and
that.
Shake it fast.
And you're a representation. She's a representation of him. Everybody knows that that's your daughter.
Okay.
So teachers come in there, "Hey, Dan, I saw your daughter twerking on that guy." Way to raise him.
And before we move on, he actually used the word hoe because the mother used the word hoe. She said, "Oh, the dance teacher is teaching the girls to dance like strippers or hoes," and then Dan corrected her and was like, "Oh no, stripper's not a hoe." So again, I'm excited about this season and talking more in depthly about strippers, whores, hoes. I mean,
talking more in depth about strippers
seriously,
and whores.
because we were taught for years and years and years that women who are that comfortable with their sexuality
to shy away from it.
We're taught to shy away from it. But now, strippers who were stripping in the late 90s, early 2000s have television shows and are on
That's true.
feature films.
That's so true.
The tides have changed. Okay, I just want to throw that out there. Yeah. Let's get to Taylor before we go. Taylor has been raped or victimized, and I still would like to hesitate and say that we don't know what happened. As we saw last season, we don't know who the perpetrator was. And I'm not victim blaming or victim shaming, but I know that John Ridley and his writers are so brilliant. They want us to think that because of the things they were saying on social media and because of what the pictures look like, they want us to think that Taylor was just the victim.
Yeah, we don't know.
We do not know that. We don't know. So,
but we do know at this point he is a young man who's hurt. He doesn't even want to be at the school. I can't imagine. He was already an outcast before. So now with all these pictures coming out, he's being made fun of. And we all know being in school, you feel like that's your world. And you see all these suicide rates in high school and stuff like that. And I just don't know why other students don't keep that in mind. Do you want to kill someone? Do you want to push someone to that edge?
Yeah.
So to me, I can't say you're right because we have no idea.
We don't know.
And it could be a total twist that he set the whole thing up. I don't know. Just to get out of, I don't know.
Yes.
But you're right. But as of right now, this first episode, he's a young kid who's seriously hurt. He was running away from his mom, probably the only person who he has. I don't see a father figure.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have that. And oh, Lord, that's so heavy.
I just don't want to jump to conclusions and be upset with Kevin or the other basketball players or now kids, high school age kids, college age kids, hell, adults. We create environments in which illicit behavior happens, and those behaviors oftentimes result in things that are either illegal or hurtful.
You know what's interesting though?
Go ahead,
Taylor. In the beginning, when I first watched him sitting up there and watching that player play, that one guy who smiled in the locker room, I don't know his name, that character. I thought that they had something going on.
Me too. And there's a point in the episode where someone says, "Did you go to or his mom says, "Did you go to the party because you wanted to be with him?" or something like that. So I think there's a more backstory to that relationship.
He was smiling at him while he was. I was like, and then when it switched up and he had a girlfriend, I was like, hold on now. What's really going on? You're sitting up and who goes to practices and watch somebody play unless you're dating him, you know? So I was just like, so then when all this came out, I really think that's something's going to unfold with that character. And he was smiling in the locker room. I don't really get what's up with him, I want to see, I know he's probably going to be a pivotal part in this story. So
yes.
I can't wait to see it.
Okay, so overall, what is your biggest takeaway when it comes to class and the sexual nuances that we saw last night in American Crime from the episode?
Class and sexuality?
Yeah.
I think that the way that they specifically Felicity Huffman's character, how she's trying to play down what one person said over what the facts were, I guess, what the more rich people were against the poorer people. I think that, I can't wait to see that unfold because I think we're going to have an arch where we're going to see that doesn't matter.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you have. As a person, you have to take that seriously. You have to take a person seriously. You have to see beyond all of that. And who knows, that boy could be somebody important one day. She's treating him like he's nothing, like he's crumbs to be swept under the table.
Yeah.
But how do you don't know anything about him. You don't know anything about his upbringing. You don't know anything about anything about him. And I think it's interesting the way she's playing this. She's really trying to play her.
Yeah, she is.
She's trying to play her. She tried to play her from the beginning, the way she talked to her and was doing all of those.
Very, very condescending.
Yes.
One of my biggest takeaways is people needing to listen. Mothers needing to listen.
Yeah.
I'm old school in the sense of I think everything starts at home. And I do realize as I've gotten older that everyone, doesn't have a mom and a dad who are going to preach the life's important lessons, to their children. So a lot of the things that I got at home, I know people everywhere didn't particularly get at home. Yeah. But whether it starts in the home, like the brick and mortar home, or the home in the school where that becomes your second home. That's your second home. People need, mother figures, father figures need to listen. That's my biggest takeaway, because I think Kevin was trying to, tell his mom something. Look, mom, like, someone else was open. She was like, no, I'm gonna shut this down. You should have taken the last shot. And I think Taylor was trying to tell his mom something. I think Taylor's mom was trying to reach out to the headmaster. Every character in this episode, to me, is dying to be heard, and no one's listening. Everyone's pushing their own agenda already. And we're only an hour into the season.
And interesting, Taylor's mom, the way she talked to his girlfriend, really? You're going to put the blame on another young adult?
She wasn't listening.
Exactly. I love your takeaway.
That's my takeaway. I can't wait to hear what people out there have to say. Let's make sure we didn't miss anything major.
The girlfriend, I'm interested to know her role in this. They only gave us a little bit into her life. Her mom is sick and she has her dad at home. They didn't even show him. So I was like, is that another character? I'm looking. I was like, is that somebody from last season? I thought it was gonna be the dad again.
Oh yeah.
But I'm interested to see her how her story unfolds in all of this.
Yeah.
Because I think Taylor is messing around with that guy, so I'm just interested. I'm in this.
I think he's messing around with the guy too, and I think we have to be open-minded, because the writers so far have made us look at Taylor and his girlfriend as low-class people who don't deserve to be where they are. And I think it's just human nature to get so entrenched in your preconceived notions about what people are and how their circumstances predict how they're going to act in real life. Like, I'm looking at the girlfriend, like, oh, her mom's sick, her dad has health issues, she's probably low income, and that's what we've been presented. But I want us to be able to think outside of that and be open to the fact that every one of these characters, no matter how rich or how poor, deserves to succeed.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm so excited about the season. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So guys, in the comment section, tell us what you guys like or didn't like about last night's episode. Are you excited about it? If we missed anything super important, let us know. We'll make sure to catch up on it next week. Next week we have Nick and John back, so there will be a panel of four next week. And anything else, Erica, Jay?
No, I think the writers are doing an excellent job. I read somewhere that he made sure to have very diverse writers, because from women to gay to black to white, it doesn't matter. And I love how we're seeing that in the show. And so I think it's beautiful. I really do. I think this show is amazing, and I wish there was more stuff like it on TV. That's all.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I am Erica Renee Davis. You can find me on Snapchat, Twitter, Periscope, Instagram at Erica Renee D.
And I'm Erica J. Green. You can find me on all of that at Erica J. Green, and that's Jaye.
And we will be back next Thursday at 6 for the second episode recap of American Crime for AfterBuzz TV, American Crime After Show. Make sure you download this podcast on iTunes and keep watching on YouTube. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next week, guys. See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.